looked like having to add. Can you fill us in anymore?
Yeah, I think it's a little nick. So he's late in the game, overstretched, going to a low one. So we think there's probably going to be a little bit of a disruption there.
Around those 9 days, you probably just throw away command, probably not.
Don't know. Find out when we get there.
Any other injuries?
No.
Just that one?
Yeah, no. Well, what you want out of these games is to get a sense of the things you've worked on through pre-season and to get through unscathed injury-wise. But that might not prove to be the case. But largely positive day for us to see some of the stuff come together. We're still with plenty of room for improvement.
What was some of the stuff that came together? What can you...
Our DNA is defence and pressure, and our pressure in the first and last quarters was pretty good. We saw a spike in our aerial today compared to the last couple of weeks in our training form, so that was positive. Darcy Cameron, Mason Cox, Ben Reid before he subbed him out, and Brody Mychek. No, he's good.
I'm obviously going to say it, but you've got a lot of midfield depth if Jamal does end up missing.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the Tigers, they had 6 guys that played on Friday night and we had 5, so the sides will look pretty different when we play in a month's time, but and the grounds are probably a fair bit smaller than we're going to face on the MCG, but yeah, look, there's some good signs. Tom Phillips, Jamie Elliott, Callum Brown, Geordie himself. Bits and pieces through the midfield. So I think the trend is towards midfield depth clearly, and not necessarily with the same names that we've seen in the past. So we feel like we've got some guys in there that have got the attributes to do damage around stoppage that maybe not have been exposed to it as often in the last couple of years.
Do you know how the short thing happened?
Yeah, it's just a lead in the boundary right in front of the coach's box there.
Just on Geordie, how did you view his games? Have you in his pre-season?
No, he's coming along okay. He's got some really good work in over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I thought he built into this game as it went on. Did a fair bit of damage out of stoppage in that last quarter. So, Grimes and Vlosten probably as good a defenders as you're going to face, and so it was a rude introduction coming into that forward role. But I thought he built into his game pretty well.
Tell me a bit about Mark Keane.
Yeah, young Irish boy who's come on steadily over the last 12 months in particular. He had times where he was close to getting a game in terms of depth chart for us as a key back, and he's a very good aerial player. We're starting to see his strength shine. He's a very aggressive defender and strong body player, so he's showing likely signs. It's pretty impressive, mate, how you just type. That is so good. Am I just writing your article for you at the moment? That's good, okay.
Jack, Chris, first half in particular?
Yeah, Chris, he's an elite running back in the competition. He's probably a bit stiff last year. I mean, when we talk about All-Australian contention, I think he's put a couple of All-Australian years together, but he just hasn't been able to get over that line. And he's one of the most consistent players in terms of fronting up 120 odd AFL games in a row without missing. There we go. So probably something will probably go amiss in the next couple of weeks. But no, he keeps backing up. His capacity to absorb work and to have consistent work rate through a game over 4 quarters is second to none. He's a huge asset for us.
Does Darcy Cameron give you something to really consider selection-wise for round 1 in terms of headaches?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and we felt like the tall boys were pretty even coming into this game, so I thought both he and Mason really stood up. And we love the way that Brody Mychek goes about it. But probably had Will Hoskin Elliott less forward, a little bit more wing, and sort of looking at that mix. But it'll be horses for courses. But yeah, when Darcy showed today what we recruited him for. He's a very strong aerial player. Took some plucks inside forward 50 and kicked a couple of goals, as well as getting around the ground. His ruck work has probably been better than even we'd hoped for. So his own performance has been a big strength since coming in, but he's actually asked a question of Brodie Grundy and Mason Cox with our centre bounce work in particular, and has made those guys better in the process. Yeah, we expected him to he was right to go, but he's personal reasons he wasn't able to get up, and but he'll have a full training week and be right for next weekend.
I anticipate you'll get all of the guys that play Friday night play next week.
Yeah. I mean, and look, with this weekend in isolation, I mean, you'd love to get your group together, but I thought Friday was excellent for the AFL and for obviously the bushfire relief cause is something that the players and the league have wanted to really impact on, and I think that was done exceptionally well and in the right spirits. But this week, you look at one day or one weekend. This pre-season, the pre-seasons are significant. They're thorough. Round one's only the first round. Everyone wants to win them, but you get to round two and you want to win that one as well. So we'll be preparing ourselves for the first part of the season as best we can, and those boys will have a good hit out for us next week against St Kilda.
Realistically, Nathan, do you think State of Origin could return in its traditional format?
Well, back in the day when I was playing, I played for the Allies, so they didn't ever get a chance to represent the NT as such, or ACT for my time there, or even South Australia for my time there. So the rules kept changing. I think we see a very national competition, but I think an all-star game in that format actually worked pretty well. Although my boys were sitting there and they thought it was a long game, they didn't. When you don't have that real support for a team in particular to win, it does change the way that you view the game. But as I said, I thought the players were excellent, and I thought the way that, for what it was, I thought it was a great spectacle for the game.
So you think more an all-star game as opposed to a Victoria v South Australia, West Australia?
Yeah, well, that takes a lot longer than 1 week or one night. And if you play two of them, if it's Vic WA, we're happy to play a WA SA game and have the Vics sit out 1 year, and that's where the issue is, because it's pretty hard to fit it all in.